Well, hello and welcome to Real Raw Authentic. Today I am here with my friend Melissa Redfern, and we did a podcast with her back in February, I believe it was. We weren't even in the office back then. So
Right.
back in February,
Yeah,
it was
it's
cold.
been a while.
Been a while, but where Melissa was in her life is she is an amputee. And she's been an amputee since she was 13 years old. And we shared that story. So if you want to hear that whole story, you can. But what inspired me most about her story is some people just want to be poor, middle class. Some people want to be rich, but most of us are born and not born into wealth. And you are obviously not one of those people, Melissa. You are an amputee and you've had a tough life. Let's just say that. And I would never call you poor, but in society's term, that is what you would be called, correct?
Oh, yes.
And it's not because you're poor in spirit, poor in love, poor in any of the things that you would be poor in. It's in finances. And that's not even by her choice. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because last time Melissa was excited. She was trying to get a job. And anytime she wanted to get a job, they'd tell her, you're making too much money. You can't have food stamps now, or you don't qualify for this. And I was asking you the other day, and I think she's at the screw it point where she's just like, I'm going to go make money. So tell us how many jobs you have now.
Well, I have 2 jobs. I work 2 jobs. I did have 3, but I went down to 2. I work every day but Friday. I do home health. I work for a disabled amputee Navy vet. I do home health for her Monday through Thursday. And then Saturday and Sunday, I work for a couple on Saturday and a guy on Sunday that's had a stroke, and I give him a bath. And
wow. So that's very impressive that you're doing all that. And I asked you, I said, Sue, what does that look like with your disability and stuff? I don't know. I don't care, and really where she is she wants to work. She wants to provide a living. And you had a frustration when we were talking, because she is one of my friends and we communicate on a regular basis. And those of you know, she wasn't afraid to share before, but she wanted to live on her own, get in an apartment complex here in San Antonio. And she did. And, you live right up the road from the office on Wurzbach, and in an apartment complex. You were excited about getting it because it was affordable for her. She could have her jobs and have her own apartment. What has it been like having your own apartment, and tell us what's changed?
well, I tell you, it was really nice to have my own apartment, and it was a really nice little apartment for what I was paying and the room I had. It was great. But there was so many issues through the complex that, if my house wasn't flooding, we didn't have water, or if we didn't have water, we didn't have hot water, or
Wait, I want to just stop right there, because if you remember on our last podcast, Melissa was trying and had just qualified. You had to wait, a waiting list to be able to get into apartments and stuff, right?
Yes.
And so you've been on this waiting list. You get into this apartment. You're happy to live on your own. And I don't know what's going on in our country right now, but we're being told there's no one coming in at the south border, or border secure. But it seems to me, if we keep sending busloads of people out, and here we are on Wurzbach Road, why don't you share kind of how you were beginning to be afraid to live on your own?
Well, a few months ago, our apartment complex started to be overcrowded with, I don't know, I call them gypsies, Romanians. They're nomadic. I don't know.
And we are not making any prejudice here. We don't know where these people came from.
No.
They just start filtering into your complex, right?
Yes. Well, there was one guy that was actually the only one that was supposed to be in the apartment. And it became one apartment with probably, I don't know how many couples, maybe 5 couples and all the couples have 2 or 3 children
In one little apartment.
in a 1-bedroom apartment.
And that's all that. And so you're living and you're seeing this.
Yes, and then I notice that in the mornings, they get up and they undo their van of water bottles and coolers of old water bottles or whatever they've been drinking. They clean it all out. They throw it all away. They get the kids ready that are old enough to be helpful, and they load up the van with, they've got like 3 vans. They load up the vans with the couple and then however many kids they can, take that are going to help them. And then they have another lady that she stays at home with the smaller children. And they leave about 10 o'clock in the morning and they all come back about 5 o'clock in the evening.
And so we don't know if they're going to school or are they going to work?
They don't. No, the kids aren't going to school.
You're clear on that.
Yes, I'm very clear on that. The kids don't go to school.
She's crystal clear on that. The kids aren't going to school.
No. And, when we didn't have any hot water, like for 2 weeks, probably.
So you're paying rent and for 2 weeks you have no hot water.
At this one time, I have 13 maintenance service requests on my portal. That is the ones that I have real
Issues, things that need.
well, no, that I haven't written down. They are on my portal.
Got it.
So I have it as that's what I have as my, what's the word?
Your proof that
my proof.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have proof that you've got how many?
13 in the year that I lived there.
And I actually talked to an attorney friend of mine and I asked about your tenant's rights because you moved out a month early because of safety reasons and not having hot water and other things.
No, my lease ended this month.
Okay, so your lease ended, my bad, but either way, your lease is done, so you are moved out now, right?
Yes, I turned my keys in today.
And now I asked the attorney about your tenant's rights because you deducted some rent for the days that you didn't have hot water. And
Right.
as a disabled person, that is something that you should have and have an obligation to have.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I'm making a little over $1,000 a month through my disability, and I'm paying $785 a month rent, plus all of the additions. So it's sometimes.
Plus you have a car insurance,
Well,
food.
I'm paying almost $900 a month rent.
Correct.
And not getting what I'm paying for. I don't have hot water a lot of times. We didn't have water a lot of times. I had a leak. I moved in October. I had a leak in probably November. It took them 3 days to come in with a shop vac to get the water up out of the floor so that I wouldn't fall.
So, for everybody out there listening, we have a disabled woman that's trying to make an income and do what's right to get out of poverty and the middle class.
And to be successful in my life.
And our country is allowing people in, and these people are being put into a complex. I don't know how many people in a room. They obviously know what's going on, but this is the part that really grossed me out. That I said, we need to put this out there, is when you wanted to go to the swimming pool, but then you didn't want to go to the swimming pool anymore because your complex sent a note out stating what?
They told me. I went in there.
This is the complex stating.
Yes, the people in the office told me that that the pool was closed because, see, we didn't have any hot water for almost 2 weeks. And
So they close the pool in the middle of summer. Share
Yes.
what they do at the pool.
And so they were going and taking baths in the pool at nighttime, naked.
So here we are in the United States of America. We have people that we have been told that the border is secure. There's nobody coming across. But I'm seeing it every day, up and down the road, all throughout my city, state. And you're
and there's
experiencing it in a
complexes
complex.
now.
And this is something that needs to be spoken about because people like you, hardworking,
Yes.
disabled, trying
Yes.
to get ahead,
Yes.
had to wait to get in a complex. Now she doesn't even feel comfortable living there because she's been squeezed out. Where can she go for less than $1,000 a month is the question that's going to give her that lifestyle. Well, guess what she's decided to do? And I think it's a God thing that this has happened.
I think so.
It really does go back to what our first podcast was, but share what the outcome of this has been. Even though as negative as it is, we could be negative, upset. You've turned it into a very beautiful thing. And that's what I love about Melissa. And that's what I love about people just trying to do things right. And I want to be the voice so you can be from where you are to where you want to be in life.
Right.
That's all we want is need a voice to take a stand for us. So share what you're doing now.
So my son lives here in San Antonio with his with my grandson and his girlfriend, and he got tired of me never having hot water, or I'd have hot water maybe for a couple hours, and then we wouldn't have hot water. So you'd have to hurry up and do your dishes or whatever because you didn't know if it was, So he got tired of all that, and he told me, he said, "Mom, why don't you just move in with me and my girlfriend and Brevet?" And so that's what I did. I moved in. My son moved me in this last weekend. And today I went and got the rest of the stuff, turned in my keys. And she was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to wait till the 16th. I said, "That's just 3 more days." And I turned in the keys and bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So Melissa, I love your energy. I love your positive outlook. That's why we're friends. And you don't let life get you or hold you down. There's a lot of people in our country right now that, they've lost jobs. You can look around. There's people, even in where you live, that are worse off than you are.
Oh, yeah.
And we all want to care and we want to do the right things, but we've got to start cleaning up what's going on because something's not right. These type behaviors, this is not normal any way any of us look at it.
Wow.
What would your advice be for somebody that's going through what you're going through right now? Because you have an opportunity to inspire people through who you are being. And so what would that be?
Who I'm being? Or
Well, who
what
you're
would I
being
tell
by
them?
representing.
What would I tell them?
What would you share? Yeah.
That don't let it get you down. I realize that all of us are having a really hard time right now. And moving in with my family, hopefully it will work. I have no reason not to think it's not gonna. But we all have to stand up for ourselves. There ain't going to be anybody out there that's going to take care of us except for ourselves.
And that's really all you want to do is take care of yourself.
Yes.
And so we'll follow up with you again because I have a really good suspicion that you'll live with your son for a while. It's going to be great. But just knowing who you are and what you're up to, I want to keep following her because I really think she's inspiring a lot of people because you inspire me.
Well, and see,
I have 2 legs. You get around better than I do sometimes.
well, and see,
It's like that's inspiring. Some people say, "Oh, I can't believe you said she has 1 leg." This and that. She's my friend. I can say whatever I want, but
Right,
that's our friendship, and it's because there's a mutual respect there,
Right.
and that's the difference. Is when you know somebody, you can say things that somebody else is like, "Oh, I can't believe they said that," but we're talking about these people that live at your complex. And I say these people because we don't know where they're coming from.
Right. And it's not
we're
just
not
that,
used to bathing in swimming pools in the United States because we don't have hot water. And I mean, that's concerning.
well, and apparently the people in the office told me that is in their culture to be able to do that. That's what they told me at the apartment complex.
When you made a complaint?
Because I had made a complaint and they hung a sign that was in these people's language so that they could read it, so that they could know that they're not supposed to be skinny dipping and taking baths.
So it makes you kind of wonder who owns this complex, right? And what's
yes.
that look like? And
Yes.
so that's what we really need to find out. So,
And my main thing is that this apartment complex, and maybe a whole bunch of others, I don't know, they do anything just to get you in and to start getting your money, but they don't take care of you, the person that's paying rent every month. They don't take care of you. They don't make sure you have hot water. They don't make sure you don't have a hole in your wall.
they just want to make sure they're occupied at
That's right.
98 or 100%. So
That's
they
right.
look good, so they get their bonus.
Right.
It is a messed up system. As
Yes.
we talk to everybody, every system has got a messed up. It's like we have really got to recreate, because fixing is just a mess. We've got to recreate a whole new system.
Yes, because they should. I mean, I paid rent every month. I was never late. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are late, but they still pay their rent. They should be taking care of us.
You should be their most valuable customer.
Exactly.
Because she pays on time every month. Let's take care of her first. That I agree with 100%. That is
Yes.
customer service.
Exactly.
101. And so, Melissa, thank you very much for
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Hey, thanks
we'll do
for
it
having
again.
me again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome. Any last words of advice to anybody out there listening?
No, we need to just start taking care of ourselves and looking out for ourselves and not expecting other people to help us out. That's the way it is.
Well, I don't think not expect it. We should be independent, but if we have the opportunity and we can help another human being.
Oh, well, yeah, like me
we
moving
need to. But like they
what
say in
I'm
an airplane,
saying is
well,
that
they say in an airplane, if it's about to go down, put your own mask on first and then help another person. We have got to put our mask on right now. We've got to take care of ourselves, and then we will be more powerful helping
For
another
other
human
people.
being.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thanks, Chris. I love you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for joining Real Raw Authentic. We look forward to serving you.